Today we're going to look at multiplying and dividing algebraic fractions. To multiply two algebraic fractions, multiply the numerators together and the denominators together, so separately. So multiply the numerators together and to get the numerator of the simplified fraction, and then multiply the denominators together. Then divide the numerator and the denominator by their highest common factor to get it in its simplest form. So if we have a look at our example here, 2x over 5 times 10y over 3x. If we multiply the numerators together, 2x times 10y is going to be 2 times 10, 20, times x times y, 20xy. And multiplying the denominators together, it's going to be 5 times 3x, which is going to be 5 times 3 is 15, times x. So we've got here 20xy over 15x, and that's not simplified. We can still divide the top and the bottom, the numerator and the denominator, by their highest common factor. So for the actual numbers in the fraction, the highest common factor is 5. We can divide them both the numerator and the denominator by 5. We can also divide the numerator and the denominator by x, because there's one x on each line. So we can divide the top by x and divide the bottom by x. So we can divide the numerator and denominator by 5x. Dividing by 5 will give 4, and dividing by x on the top line is going to leave y. Dividing the denominator, 15, by 5 will give 3, and dividing x by x gives 1. So that leaves us just with 3 as the denominator. So the simplified fraction is 4y over 3. Now to divide two algebraic fractions, we take the reciprocal of the second fraction and then multiply them. Just to remember that the word reciprocal means we switch the numerator and denominator. That's what reciprocal means, when we switch them. So 2a over 5 divided by 3b over 4 is the same as 2a over 5 times 4 over 3b. See how we have switched the numerator and the denominator. We've switched the numerator and the denominator there, and that's the reciprocal of this fraction. 3b over 4 is 4 over 3b is the reciprocal of 3b over 4, because we've switched the numerator and denominator. And notice we've gone from turning it into a divide to a multiply. So now we just follow the same procedure when we normally multiply two algebraic fractions. So we multiply the numerators together, 2a times 4b, which is 8a, and the denominator 5 times 3b, which is 15b. Now that's simplified because the highest common factor of both of these two, of the numerator and the denominator, is 1. We can't divide them by anything other than 1. So that's their highest common factor. That's the answer. That's that expression. Those two fractions divided by each other, that's simplified now. Here we've got some examples, a multiplication example and a division example. So looking at the first multiplication example, 4x over 15 times 3y over 2. We multiply the numerators together. 4 times 3 is 12, times x times y. So 12xy is the numerator. The denominator is 15 times 2, which is 30. There is a highest common factor between the numerator and denominator, which is 6. I can divide both the top. I can divide 12 by 6. I can divide 30 by 6. There are only variables, only pronumerals on the top in the numerator. There's no pronumerals on the bottom, so there's no highest common factor with any pronumerals or any variables in there. So if I just divide the top and the bottom by 6, the numerator and denominator by 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2xy, for the xy's there, and 30 divided by 6 is 5. So this is our simplified fraction here, 2xy over 5. Now for b, we've got 3u over 4 divided by 15p over 2. So in order to calculate this, we need to turn it to a multiplication, and that means finding the reciprocal of the second value and turning it into a multiply. So we still have our 3u over 4 there, but we've multiplied by the reciprocal. We've multiplied by the reciprocal of the second fraction. 2 over 15p as opposed to 15p over 2. We've switched the numerator and denominator. So then we just multiply the numerators together. 3u times 2 is going to be 6u, and 4 times 15p is going to be 60p. So now the numerator and denominator have a highest common factor of 6. Once again, the variables there's no common variable between the two. There's no common variable, so we can't divide by any variables there. So we'll just divide the numerator and denominator by 6, and we get 6u over 60p becomes u over 10p, because 6u divided by 6 is just going to be 1u, it's going to be u left over, and 60p divided by 6 is going to be 10p.